Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday, family, friends, and the foes. Yes, it has truly been a very busy morning. Y'all can see, excuse me, I'm like 11 minutes late, but I'm here. And I appreciate you hanging in there, waiting on me, and hopping on here with me so that I can give you what I'm supposed to give you. Thus said the Lord. So first off, let me get a few announcements out the way. Give everybody time to get on here. Some of our upcoming events that's coming up, of course, y'all know it is the 10th annual Women's Empowerment, September 28th. I don't know if you've already got your tickets, but have y'all noticed that the tickets done went up? Now, the tickets done went up because the women's empowerment is what that is. That's why the tickets is going up. So get your $40 tickets because I don't know how much they're going to be at the door. But I do want to say that we will be in the building. Hey Brave Girl has a voice for J. Sarah. We will be representing domestic violence and gun violence. We will be raising awareness to those two things. The Hey Brave Girl organization and A Voice for J. Sarah Foundation is going to be teaming up with our little booth out there. So y'all come by. If you're out there, come by and visit us. Come see us. We're going to have some stuff. We're going to have some cute stuff. We're going to have some good information, all that good stuff. Now, one thing I'm trying to do is get the next level to pull up on everybody out there at Women's Empowerment. So for the ones that know who the next level food truck is, y'all send a message over there to Mr. Dwight and tell Mr. Dwight to pull that truck out there and bring them famous crab legs out there to the Women's Empowerment, please. Because I'm doing everything in my power. Me and the Big Dim is doing everything in our power to get the truck to pull up and handle them legs out there, y'all. So send Mr. Dwight email or a text or a Facebook, whatever, and let him know, tell him to bring the next level out there so he can stank up the place with them crab legs on Women's Empowerment Day. Next thing we have is a son for my son, the strut. Miss Lolita Frazier will be hosting her famous strut, the runway strut, in honor of gun violence, in honor of her son who was taken away from her by guns. And so we'll be dealing with that and supporting her on that whole little deal the very next day. That's on September 29th. Miss Lolita Frazier is her Facebook, and you can go there, or you can go to, I think it's on Eventbrite, to purchase your tickets to be a part of her deal with that. And of course, you know, the tea in the garden is September 21st. So, ladies, I know a few of y'all have been texting me, reaching out to me, having some problems getting your membership done and reserving your seat at the tea. Go to heybravegirl.org. You should see something on there that may say Let's Connect. If you don't see the Let's Connect, there should be like a little message button right down there at the bottom where you can click on that. Click on that and leave a message and say, I want to come to the tea. I want to reserve my seat. Say something so that you can get an automatic response to what the next steps is to become a Hey Brave Girl member and to also join us in the garden. Yes, so go ahead and get over there and get that done. That's happening on September 21st if you haven't already. If you're still having problems, you can reach out to me in my DM or text me, and I will walk you through. But you have to go on the website. You have to go to Let's Connect or hit the little message button. Go in there, leave a message, and then you're going to automatically get the next instructions on how to reserve your seat for the garden. Okay, so with that being said, those are the only three things that we've got coming up in the month of September. And of course, there's a host of things going on in the month of October. So, but right now, let me get on here real fast because, you know, I always got to come with a word. I always got to come with a message. I always got to come with some experience, strength, and hope. When the daily word and the daily message and my daily Bible study comes to me, I like to jump on here and share with you. So first of all, I'm going to come out of here, which is my daily strength for women. A moment of silence for the ones that lost their loved ones. 9/11. Amen. Okay. So with that being said, let me open up my book. August 24th, I keep this always here on August 24th. I've been had this little purple cross, but now it sits inside of my book for that great fatal day that J. Sarah left us. And each time I open up this book, I always end up opening right up to that page, because my real marker for this book is this one. But of course, this one sits on that fatal day. And I always read it on that day. But I won't today, but I always read it when I end up flipping to that first before getting to where I need to be each day. So for September the 11th, the title was Fear. And it read like this. It said, fear and intimidation is a trap that holds you back. But when you place your confidence in the Lord, amen, you will be seated in the high place. That came out of Proverbs 29, verse 25. Fear and intimidation is a trap that holds you back. Fear and intimidation. That's what holds a lot of us back. I mean, fear and intimidation. When you fear something and when you're intimidated by something, that's what holds you back. But when you place your confidence in the Lord, I mean, when you say, God, I'm scared. God, I'm a little intimidated by that. I'm going to let you handle it. Stay before me. Order my steps. Use me, whatever you say when you face those two things. And that's fear and intimidation. That's what you turn it over to God is what you do. Then you will be seated in the high place. And that for me says that if I'm fearing something or if I'm intimidated by something or someone, let me turn that over. Because the minute I turn it over, God is going to do what he's supposed to do with that thing or that person. And then I am going to elevate to whatever it was that I feared or whatever it was I was intimidated by. I'm going to elevate over it. So that's the best part about that. So you can go and reference Proverbs 29, verse 25. So my passage for that was, if you live in America, it is impossible not to look at today's date and remember 9/11. Whether from experience or from hearing about it over the years, one of the darkest days in our history. Thousands of lives were lost in a well-planned terrorist attack. And in many ways, things were never again the same. Air travel, for example, continues to evoke a spirit of fear in many of our hearts that was previous unimagined. So how many of you guys fly and you're getting ready and you get to the airport and you get this small sense of anxiety? I know I do every time. And you become well in tune with your surroundings. You're watching the people, although you're focusing on making it to your gate, getting yourself checked in, doing all that, but you like your awareness is like on 10. I mean, you because on that fatal day, everybody's lives changed. The world changed. The airports changed. And so when I read that first part of the passage, that's what I thought about, is how, it's so intense in the airport where everybody is like on 10. Everybody is watching, and then you're putting your best face forward. You're not trying to do nothing crazy. You're not trying to appear to be crazy weird because you don't know what cameras are watching you. You're being on your best behavior. You're trying to keep a cool head, even when you get aggravated, frustrated with the lines or even the rude flight attendant. People that's working the desk or the baggage claim. You just try to, it's one of those feelings. And can you imagine everybody in the airport feeling like that? The fear and the intimidation of what may happen before I make it to my final destination after I leave this airport and exit that plane. In the New Living Translation alone, the word fear appears 601 times. Wow. Primarily, it is there to remind us to fear God. In doing so, he will excuse all other fears for us. The fear God desires from us is not one of mistrust, but one of respect and awe. If we believe completely in his power, if we give him all our references, if we give him all of our, reverence. Look that word up, somebody. How can we fear anything else? If God is for us, there is truly nothing to fear. Hallelujah. You're right. So if God is for us, then why should we be so afraid? And that's easy said and done. But as we go in our daily walk and we practice our daily due diligence of live right, do right by God, it kind of settles down the fear a little bit more than what we would have if we didn't put God first, or keep God, or keep a godly attitude, or a godly walk, or a closer walk with him in our relationship. We probably would, fear it a whole lot more. But when you do those things, then you tend to not fear a lot of stuff. You tend to not fear people. You tend to not be intimidated by what somebody said or done. You feel, it's kind of like one of those things. It's like, oh, okay, oh, that's what they doing. Oh, okay. All right, God, stay before me. Use me so that I don't leave me and become the enemy. And yeah, that. So it says, what do you fear today? Lay it at the feet of the Lord today and place your trust in him. Know that no matter what, your circumstances, your safety is secure with him. That's what we was talking about. So with that being said, that was our passage for my Women's Daily Devotion. So let me get to the real deal, the real Holyfield, the deal. What I titled this whole live about was grumbling or gratitude. Would you rather be grumbling, or would you rather be grateful of some things, of everything, a lot of things? So, of course, we all would rather be grateful, and we all would rather show gratitude towards things than to be ungrateful and grumbling and whining and complaining and oh me, oh my, whoa this, whoa that. High expectations on this, that, and the third. High expectations on how people supposed to treat you. High expectations on what you expected out of somebody when they let you down. Oh Lord Jesus, why me? Okay. So the book of instructions reads, and it said, do everything without grumbling or arguing, so that you may become blameless and pure, the children of God without fault in a wrapped up, crooked generation. That's what I did. They threw shade. Did y'all catch that shade? That shade said, do everything without grumbling or arguing, so that you may become blameless and pure. And then it talked about us. You children of God without fault in a wrapped and crooked generation. Yeah. Warped. Sorry, it's the blue. In a warped and crooked generation. So that came out of Philippians 2:14 through 15. It says, grumbling and arguing comes naturally for all of us. We complain when we can't have what we want. We argue and demand our own way. These habits and attitudes can take over our marriage and our families. What you say? Yes, it can. Yes, it can. I am a victim of that, and I am guilty of that. I'm a victim of that, and I'm guilty. So I don't mind keeping it real. But God gives the example of Jesus, who gave up his rights, served others, and willingly died on the cross. And that was in Philippians chapter 2, verse 6 through 8. He'll give us what we need to obey. You're given a choice to love and obey selflessly, like Jesus did, or to complain and argue out of a desire to please yourselves. When you choose a willing, cheerful attitude to surrender and sacrifice, you stand out from the crowd. You pick up the torch of God's light and shine it in the world. Your identity as Christ followers is confirmed by the grace of your words. Serve each other with gladness today. Husbands and wives, significant others, mates. Confront oppositions with a peaceful heart. Embrace God's will for this day, whether full of joys or challenges, and display his love to everyone. It said, Lord, forgive us for resisting each other and you. Fill our mouths with words of gratitude and peace. Let us display your holiness to a lost and broken world. The reason why I wanted to come on here and talk about grumbling and gratitude, I don't know if y'all watched the debate yesterday. I was in my Bling cave back and forth from my mom's room to the Bling cave, kind of trying to catch a little bit of it. But if you did not watch the presidential debate on last night, it was a little bit of grumbling and it was a little bit of gratitude coming from me. I'm talking about me. Because over here, I'm looking at Trump and he grumbling. His face is grumbling. His eyes is grumbling. His body language is grumbling. He just looked grumbling. And we have Vice President Harris over here who is trying to keep it about, how you say it? Keeping the main thing about the main thing. Okay. She's over here trying to keep the main thing about the main thing, but she got grumbling over here. She's trying to make America, us, the people, see the real truth in everything that we're doing in America, everything that America has come to, and then trying to fix and clean up. But the grumble is over here, keep making her be somebody that she's not. She's the vice president. She's not our president. And she's not in office to change anything. She just wasn't. I'm saying this because for me, I can be grumbling, but then my grumbling, my gratitude has to outweigh the grumble. And watching the presidential debate, that's how I was feeling. Like, Vice President Harris is over here trying to tell us about what's really going on in the world. And she's trying to talk to us about how we can move forward past what we're going through and what we've come from. But she's trying to stay on tag. But the grumble is just like, the grumble is outweighing everything she's having to say, to the point where I'm following her and I'm focusing over here, but I'm following her and I hear her and I'm following her. So I'm torn between the two. I'm over here in a grumble state, but then I'm over here in a gratitude state, because she's offering some clarity. She's offering us some patience. She's offering us facts. She's offering us things that we've overcome these past 4 years. She's trying to give us enough gratitude over the grumble. And it was kind of hard. So I left I had enough. I couldn't hardly watch the rest of it because it started to make me get angry. And not so much at Trump. I wasn't angry at Trump. I was more angry at America. I was more angry at the people because we subjected to that in this world. It ain't just about the president. It ain't about the White House. It ain't about the laws that have been passed and the shade being thrown. It ain't about, hiding these laws behind a dollar bill because y'all know in most of the communities, our community, that's all you got to do is show us some money. And then show us enough money to make us feel like we ain't got to work for nothing. We ain't got to sacrifice nothing. We ain't got to set aside nothing. And that's where we came from. Our ancestors came over here with nothing, zero. Everything we wanted, everything we built had, they worked for it. They sacrificed blood, sweat, and tears. And we don't forgot. I'm talking about the Black community because I'm Black. I can't speak for the other communities because I'm not the other community. But I can give you my opinion, and I can give you some experience, strength, and hope in the Black community for me, in hopes that you might feel like me, or you may have the same questions as me, or you might agree with me, or I don't know, you might disagree with me. I don't know, but I'm talking about me. So I'm angry at society and where we've come from, and I'm angry and I'm grumbling about the fact that we have subjected to leadership like Trump. Everything is angry, everything is mad, everything is self-centered, everything is about everybody. Nothing is about the main thing, what it used to be back in the day. And I'm talking about the Black community. It's sometimes I wish we were still segregated because we seem to get along with each other a lot better because all we had was each other. We didn't have no choice. If you Black, you're going to deal over here with Black people. And we seem to respect each other a little bit more. And I get the civil rights movement. I get all of that. I get all these equal rights. I get all of that. But sometimes the equal rights started backfiring on us. Sometimes our choice to go other places and deal with other races and do it kind of backfired on us. So now here we are in a world of change, and here we are in a world where the world is predominantly Black, brown, or yellow. And since the world is now predominantly Black, brown, and yellow, we angry, we selfish. We griping, we complaining. We don't forgot what hard work is. We don't forgot what a sacrifice is. We don't forgot what unity means. We don't forgot about helping our fellow neighbor and being kind and being nice in hopes that it'll make it a better world. Because the fear now is we can't even walk out our house. Our kids can't even go to school without fear in our lives or even being able to come back home because we've subjected to a Trump world. And in the midst of that, Trump know what to do. Because I hear people talk about it. Oh, you want Trump to be in office because he gonna get us that money. Money ain't the reason why the world is going around. Money helps the world go around. But at the end of the day, it's our Father in heaven who makes the world go around. That's who make the world go around. Money don't make the world go around. But I done heard people say, y'all sitting over there playing when Trump was in office, well, life was good and life was, no, it was not. No, it was not. Because look at life now. Look at life now. We're reaping. And all we're looking at is because there was $1 attached. Not looking at the gun laws that passed behind it. Not looking at a whole lot of stuff that came when we got this money. I was told that Georgia and South Carolina or two. I don't know the other states. I was just told that Georgia and South, and this comes from business owners. This comes from people who are in positions to hire and fire for businesses. Georgia and South Carolina are the hardest two states to keep people working because no one wants to work. No one wants to sacrifice. No one wants to do what they need to do to make a living. They want it handed to them. I'm on the grumbling side right now. If you're not following me. I don't know about the other states. I was just told that those were the two hardest states to keep gainful employment. Because nobody wants to work. Everybody's got their hand out. Nobody wants to sacrifice anymore. And as the black community, we're not even nice to each other no more. We're just as angry as everybody else is. And what's it all for? What's it all for? So then I'm in my Bible study and I flip over to the gratitude side. And I start thinking about things that I'm grateful for. One being my sound mind. The other one being my good health and strength. Because we all struggling with keeping a sound mind. And if you're my age or older than me, you're struggling with staying healthy and fit. Doing as less exercise as possible. Eating less food that's good for you as possible. So we're struggling with some stuff. But I can sit back and be grateful for a lot of things. And it's not monetarily. And it's not all about where I'm getting ready to travel the next time I travel. What's the next online shopping I'm gonna do for the next outfit I need. Child, I need to be delivered from that closet. Every time I go in that closet, I get anxiety. Complete anxiety, because half of that crap in there, I done forgot I got it because it's smushed in there. So I'm not, it ain't even about that. I'm just grateful that I have an opportunity to live my life with God in front of it, focused on the things that are for me, being able to have the power and the relationship I have with God to turn over the things I have no power over. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to walk out of my door with a great attitude, even if my world is falling down around me, even if the struggle in my house is hard or in my marriage is not where I want it to be. I'm grateful to know that when I walk out the door, that ain't nobody's business or their problem. So I don't go out here making that be nobody's business or nobody's problem. So I'm grateful for being able to compartmentalize my ish. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the future of our next president, Kamala Harris. And not being on my girl power soapbox, but it's time. And I truly believe that the world is designed to be ran by a man, because the Bible says that is the head. The man is the head. But right now, I'm not going against the grain, but I'm taking a closer look at the grain. And maybe it's just time, because we are helpmates. And God placed us in the position to be able to see above and beyond our leader sometimes. And that's the head of the house. We're the helpmate. And maybe it's just time for the helpmate. I don't know. But I was grateful to be able to watch her bring on a calm, a cool, a secure, a hopeful energy. I was grateful to be a part, to watch her do that. Because while she's speaking, it was almost like, how your mom, how your mom, nothing against the dads, but how your mom can say, oh, don't worry about it, it's going to be all right. Or when you're trying to get through something and they talking and you can just feel that it's going to be okay. Or they can say the simplest word and you can believe them. And you can trust what your mom is saying. That's how Vice President Harris presented herself in my eyes. If we could just get through this and believe in what she's saying, because she proved a lot of stuff. While they facts checking, she proved a lot of stuff, and she talked about a lot of stuff. And all of it wasn't the best stuff to hear, and some of it, no. Like she said, I'm not the president. So quit pointing the finger at me. I'm not the president. I'm not Joe Biden. I'm not the president. I didn't say it. I didn't do it. You know, she had to say that a lot. But while she was speaking and the way she was talking, her tone and her demeanor gave me a sense of motherly love. And maybe that's what America needs right now is some motherly love. Y'all feel me? I think we do. I think we do. So I stopped by today to just talk about grumbling. No real reason. I mean, I could talk about a whole lot of people that's grumbling. The ones. But I'm not, because I'm not. They're not consuming me today. So I was going to use the debate to give you the comparison between grumbling and gratitude, because I could have talked about my own grumble and gratitudes that's going on in my personal, but you always hear from me when it's necessary on that. I just wanted to use that since that's the topic, and we need to be focusing on the presidential debate. You know, a lot of us like to say that ain't got nothing to do with me. Yes, it do. Yes, it do. If you drive a car, you pumping gas. If you cooking in your kitchen, you buying groceries. If your kids are at school and going to school, then okay, it's about you. If you pay taxes, if you file taxes, it's about, if you got a business, it's about you. All of this is about you. So I'm going to say to the Black community, because I'm Black, I can only talk about the Black community. You guys need to get it together. Get it all the way together. Get your to the polls. Get serious about it. Georgia has already shown us, and a lot of other states that used to be red now bleed the blue. Voting does change things. If it had not been for the civil rights movement and voting, we would not be in the position to pick and choose to be grumbling or grateful. So voting does matter, even when you say it don't. But at the end of the day, he got the last say. But if you believe in your heart and soul, and you have the faith the size of a mustard seed, somewhere in the midst of all of the chaos, somewhere in the midst of all of the anger, somewhere in the midst of all of the hate, somewhere in the midst of all of the insanity, our personal insanity, God has the power to change, to protect, to provide. All we got to do is keep our right foot first, so that we live right and do right by him each and every day. And when we fall short of that simple thing, we know how to get down on our knees, ask for forgiveness, and work on not making the same mistake over and over and over. That's for another live. He's a forgiving God. But darn, how many more times do you want him to forgive if you ain't trying to not do it again? Quit telling him you sorry. If you know you're going to go back out here and have to come back and say, I'm sorry. Because it's God's will and it's self-will. And if you know you still on self-will, quit bothering that man upstairs when you know you ain't ready to do nothing about that. But let me tell you something. He's a forgiving God. But the one thing we don't know is how many more times he gonna keep forgiving you. We don't know. We don't know. But yes, let's try to be grateful. Let's try to show gratitude more than grumbling, more than getting on our me, myself, and I. Because I always know it's somebody out there doing worse than you. Always know it's somebody out there suffering way more than what you're suffering. Always know that there's somebody out there mad, more madder than you mad, and the stuff you mad about is they mad about some way more. I mean, just remember that, and always try to keep a cheerful, a cheerful aura about you. And if you can't, stay home. Don't get in your car and ride and be ugly and mean when you see somebody blink around for 1,000 minutes and you speed up. My God, that gets on my nerves. Ah. And then we all end up at the same traffic light. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. I'm over here just for the day. I'm over here on my daily walk, tending to my daily bread. Because it's a lot of stuff out here we can really be worried about. It's a lot of stuff out here we can really be mad about that we ain't even got no power over. So for me, that's what I try to remember. If I ain't got no power over it to change, let me figure out how to maintain and be all right with the fact that I can't change it. And if I got the power to remove myself from the situation, or the situations need to be removed, then I do so. But when you ain't got power over stuff you mad about, why you mad? Why you mad? And if you mad about something you created, why you mad? Why you still mad? You made it like that. So stay home if you're struggling with that kind of stuff. Don't go outside. The world is angry enough with the things that we don't have power over. Stay home until you can fix all that before you come out and deal with the world. Because the world is angry. The world is mad. The world is impatient. The world, the world is the world. The world, y'all. The world. I try to stay home as much as as much as I can. I get out when I have to. I've cut back on how much I'm just out, just to be outside. I've cut down on how much I do that. Not that I'm trying to be nothing. No, I'm still me. I still want to be out. I still want to dress up and be cute. I still want to go dance. I still want to see some of my friends and run into the foes respectfully. I ain't got nothing for them. They stay over there, I stay over here. They speak to me, I'm going to speak back. Hey, how you doing? I'm asking God for too much to risk losing it behind you. Now that was deep. And I don't know who that was for. But I know me, I'm asking God for too much to risk wasting not getting it on you or that. Child, it ain't got nothing to do with you. I ain't even mad. I just know better. And I want more. So it ain't even worth it. And that was deep. I ain't holding no grudges. I ain't taking no names. I ain't checking no lists. I ain't scratching off nothing. Hey, how you doing? And I'm going to move around because I'm asking God for too much. And it ain't worth risking it on that or you. And for me, that's what makes the world a better place. When I keep the focus on me and mine, I don't have time to be checking for you and yours. I just don't. Maybe all this is coming with age. Maybe all of this is coming with wisdom and experience. I don't know. But I like it. I like it. And I'm going to hang on to it because you know what? I'm pretty much getting everything I'm asking God for. And the one thing is taking some hard work. It's taking some discipline. It's taking some patience. And it's taking some sacrifices. And I'm getting used to doing all of those things. I'm getting used to working hard. I'm getting used to being patient. I'm getting used to making sacrifices. I'm getting used to being obedient. I'm getting used to putting God first and seeking him. I'm getting used to that. I'm used to it. Now it's like, oh, okay. Okay. Let me practice the steps. Because here in a minute, I'm going to be in the position to receive it, and he going to drop it down and say, okay, there you go, girl. Enjoy. Take care of it. Respect it. And it's yours to keep. I appreciate you guys coming on here, hanging out with me. I love it when y'all come on here and hang out with me, because y'all know I love to talk. And if I got something to talk about, I'm going to talk about it. And I appreciate y'all hanging out and listening to me. I do. I really love that. The ones that I don't get to see in person, I know I'll see you sometime, some way, somehow. I'm still working on my podcast. I'm still getting that together. Got the living room ready. Trying to get all my equipment in order, because guess what? I was able to bring Miss LaParis on my live. So I was excited about that, because I learned a new thing. And I got to figure out how to do it on this iPad, because when the podcast goes up, we're going to have a good time with that. So I'm practicing some patience with that. I'm practicing some discipline with that. I'm practicing, just getting myself ready, because I'm excited about having my podcast. I'm excited. I still got my YouTube over there. So I'm going to be doing a whole lot of videos and going live and uploading them up over there. So I'm going to do my best to keep that up. But, Facebook is my place. Facebook is where I like to come. I like for it to be live right now, in person, going down. But, yeah. So, thank y'all. I love y'all. And until I come back with something else to say, until I come back with some experience, strength, and hope in what I'm dealing with, in hopes that I can help you with what you're dealing with too. I love y'all. Peace, love, joy, and happiness until I see you next time.